My name is Witit Rachtatanun. Currently, I'm the director of Panyaprateep School, which is a boarding school for secondary students. I'm now 64 years old. Before, I used to work as a government official at the National Economic and Social Development Board, or the NESDB, which is the Central Planning Agency of Thailand. At the time, my wife, who had been in the education, she opened up her own kindergarten and primary school called Thosi School. And then this school adopted the Buddhist wisdom kind of framework to provide education to the Thai children. My mother-in-law, Kun Thosi Swatchuto, was very much in favor of supporting and promoting Buddhist wisdom education. So she provided her own fund to help set up the secondary school, which is a Panyaprateep school. She donated a big piece of land and provided a lot of resources to make it possible to get started. And we were very fortunate also to have Phra Ajahn Jayasaro, Buddhist monk, who is the monk disciple of Luang Po Chah from Wat Nong Pa Pong. Ajahn Jayasaro believed that Buddhism and education can go together, and the education which would be most beneficial should also take good account of what Buddhist wisdom has to offer. That's why we started to set up this Panyaprateep Buddhist Wisdom School. By that time, I already had this so-called early retirement from the government service after about 22 years. So since then, that would be about 10 years ago, we started this Panyaprateep School. In our school, since we would like to set up Panyaprateep as a prototype, utilizing the wisdom provided by the Buddhism to offer this kind of education, which would train the students, in an integrated way, in a holistic way. Ordinary education nowadays would emphasize an academic aspect, like you have subjects, all kinds of academic subjects. It can be Thai language, English language, mathematics, science, and so on. But that's mostly, the external aspect. For Buddhist wisdom, Ajahn Jayasaro emphasized that we have to include the external aspects as well as the internal aspects and make it like an integrated whole. So in Buddhist wisdom, we would like to, in brief, I would like to explain that for the external side, we would like to emphasize the student is a development of the physical aspect. So in this respect, we teach our students to have good relationship about themselves and how they relate to the requisites around them, such as the food, medicine, clothing, and so on and so forth, so that they have the good relationship. They know what all these factors are meant for their life. They know the true value. And like in terms of nutrition, we don't just eat in order to satisfy our wants and our craving, but we eat in order to be strong and to have good health, in order to do good things, not just to satisfy your wants. Okay, and that's the first aspect. Apart from that, we also teach the student to have good relationship to the material world, such as the the world of technology nowadays. We also teach the student to have good relationships such as to the computer, the notebook, the telephone and so on. Otherwise, instead of making use of these facilities, we become slave to this facility and we become addicted or suffer as a result of all this modern technology. And the third aspect of this external side is the good relationship with the environment. So in this respect, we teach our students to take good care of the environment so that we learn to be good friend with the earth. We learn to be a good conservationist. So in this respect, the external aspect of development, you talk about yourself, how to live well, how to eat well. You talk about the care for the environment. You talk about how to have good relationship to the technology world. And this is not all. The second aspect of the external side is the social development. So in this respect, the school teaches the good relationship in being able to communicate with the people around you. So they become people who know how to relate to other people. So in this respect, we train our students to keep the 5 precepts, which is the basic requirement of a Buddhist. We keep the 5 precepts, so we encourage the student to try to practice in this respect. So apart from keeping the precepts and trying to find this environment which is healthy, which is safe for everyone, we also encourage our students to also provide a public service, to do volunteer work as part of the program. Because we believe that once our students go out and help, with the community to do other activities for the benefit of other people, it makes them, feel good, and because they realize that they have self-respect, be a good contribution to society. They feel good about themselves, their own potential, so that they don't have to be very obsessed about their own desire, about their own suffering and so on. We try to encourage them to do good things for other people. I also am a close disciple of Ajahn Jayasaro, and Ajahn Jayasaro moved from the Wat Nanachat, Wat Pa Nanachat, or international monastery from Ubon. He was abbot of the Wat Pa Nanachat, and he would like to live alone and did his own practice. So he found this ashram in Pak Chong, and Kunyai Thosi provided this accommodation for him to practice on his own. And he would like to also give Dhamma to the Thai people. So he gave this Dhamma talk regularly, twice a month, on every first and third Sunday of the month. And he started this Dhamma talk and Dhamma practice. It's the Buddhist era 2545. Now we are 2561, so it's about 16 years. Every month, two times a month. And what I do is that I have been responsible for providing Dhamma materials like Dhamma books, CD, or in the old days it would be Dhamma tapes, for example. And I would be responsible for helping organize this Dhamma practice. So I've been doing that, and so I have been in regular practice from then. So apart from organizing this Dhamma practice on the regular basis, in my daily life, I also try to to do some practice on a regular basis. And when I become director of Panyaprateep school, I also join the teacher and the student to do the chanting, to do the meditation practice on a regular basis. So at home, when I can find some free time, I would do the sitting meditation. In the evening, I can also do some walking meditation on a regular basis. And it's very helpful to to find peace of mind and to find strength, in being able to control yourself, So I certainly would recommend that it's a good thing if we, spend some time having this meditation practice, hand in hand with the physical exercise. You do the meditation practice, then you would find a more balanced life, and you would be better able to get control of your life and to find happiness, by yourself. You don't, some people find happiness in eating good food, traveling, in seeing new things. That's fine. I mean, it's okay for the kind of happiness for ordinary people that money can buy. I would also enjoy that, but another way of finding some peace of mind and finding happiness in a very easy way, you can do it anywhere, anytime. Well, except when it's too noisy, which is to do this meditation practice, sitting still for even a few minutes. My teacher said that even when you are in an elevator, from one floor to another floor, instead of he was saying jokingly, but being seriously too, like instead of looking at the mirror, looking at your face, you just sit quietly, stand there quietly for a few seconds, watching your breath. It's also giving yourself a temporary break from all the confusion or the anxiety that you may suffer, Sitting meditation. Normally, teacher would recommend that we sit sort of cross-legged. That means that it would give you a good base, like a triangular base, and keep your back straight. Because if your back is not straight, you could go to sleep. So you keep your back straight, tense, straight but relaxed. You can keep your eyes closed. Different styles, but one of the method that we use regularly is to watch the breath, the in-breath and the out-breath, and you would focus on particular part, like it could be the tip of your nose. When you breathe in, you could count 1. When you breathe out, 1. When you breathe in, 2. Breathe out, 2. Okay? Until you count to 5, and then you start again. 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 6, 6. Then start again. 1, 1, until 1 to 7, 1 to 8, 1 to 9, and 1 to 10. If you can do this cycle without, missing out, then it means that you are successful in having this mindfulness. You don't, once you start counting and you could think of the homework or think of the shopping list, then forget it. You just have to do it again. Start again, 1, 1, in breath, out breath, okay? But once you get to be very much focused, you stop counting. You just watch your breath, And when you are even more experienced, you don't even count or watch your breath. It becomes very, very natural. You let go of anything. You sit, and your mind would be quite free, without interference from outside. you can do it only for a few minutes, and once you know how to do it and you enjoy doing it, you can do it half an hour, and preferably if you do it in the morning, it's better. Like you clean up the inside, ready for the day's work. But you do it at night is also okay. But the thing is that once you clean up your inner self, then you go to sleep. You could have a sweet dream, but in the morning, if you do it again, it's better. So that's for sitting meditation. At the same time, about walking meditation, that would provide another activity in case that you have a free weekend and you would like to practice. You would like to spend more time, and you already sitting meditation for half an hour or an hour already, and you still feel very good. You want to continue the practice, and your legs wouldn't allow it. You already have a lot of pins and needles. You feel numb. Then what you can do to continue the practice would be to supplement it by walking meditation. When I was working as a government official, I didn't have much practice then. I look at my work as a part of my life, which I have to do. I try to do it well, and apart from that, is my free time. I would go on holiday. I would enjoy myself, and it's like quite a separate world. And then when I start to work in the school setting, and I realize that in Buddhism you have to train yourself constantly, not only in the physical aspect, social aspect, but also the inner side to be strong. I find that the work as a teacher in the school setting with people who see the good things of Dharma practice, where meditation is a part of, then there is no division between work and life, and I'm very happy. There is no time. That now it's finished work. We do it constantly. Like in this school setting, you take an example of we have the dorm, and we have the teacher who looks after the student. They have to be with the student day long and in the evening, so they don't regard their work as from 8 to 5 or something like that, because it's constant practice, and the division of work and life is very blurred, because but this doesn't mean that it's work all the time, but it's like you do what you have to do and you're happy in what you have to do. When you are with the student, you have to train them, you do it. And when it's rest time, okay, you take a rest. But the sense of work seems to change considerably. Like in my case, during weekends, I also stay around. If I can help it, and everything I can do, I don't regard it as being work, in the sense that okay, this piece of thing, I wait until Monday morning, then I'll do it. Whatever I can do to improve the place or to provide a good working condition for everybody, then I do it. So it's a good feeling, and it's a happy kind of occupation, being a teacher and being a trainer, to being good friends to your colleagues and to the student and to the parents.